In today's video, I'm going to talk about how your brain filters information and how that affects your fear. I'm Christopher Paul Jones, the breakthrough expert. So when you've got fears, when you've got phobias, when you've got anxieties, what often happens is the brain takes information and filters it to make you right. So if you have a very limiting belief, a very rigid belief, it will basically take information that's not serving you, or not serving this belief at least, and remove it, forget about it, change it around to make it fit. So we have billions of bits of information hitting us at any one time. So much information, we couldn't possibly take it all in. So the brain decides what to focus on, what is important. Very often when it comes to survival or a belief about danger, it's like, this is important, and it will start to miss out the rest. So, for example, if you're at a party sometime, two of you could be observing the exact same conversation, and you'll leave that party and go, oh, this happened, and this person meant this. And the other person goes, no, that's not what happened. But it's because you have very different filters. You're looking for very different things. Now, they call it in cognitive behavioral therapy, cognitive distortions. They call it in neuro-linguistic programming, deletions, distortions, and generalizations. And the rest of the world goes, get your eyes checked. How could you miss that? Now, the thing is, this happens all the time because we have so much information hitting us. We can't possibly know what to focus on. So we decide, the brain decides and filters the information, goes, this is what's important. And very often that's if you're in mortal danger. If it believes you're in danger, it will pay attention to it and forget the rest. So let me give you an example. The other day, it was Halloween and I did a stopover in a haunted house. Why, you ask? Well, it's because I'm a little bit crazy. But it was a little bit fun. It was a little bit fun. But what's interesting about that is myself and everyone else who was there was having this filter of this place is spooky, whether they believed it or not. Now, what happens is if you're in a haunted house at 3 in the morning, even if you don't believe it, everything goes for a filter of, oh, that could be something strange. That could be something unnatural. So a shadow that bounces from the car outside passing, going into the window, is no longer that. You go, oh, something moved. I saw a shadow. Oh, what was that? A creak upstairs is no longer the floorboards heating up, but suddenly it could be footsteps or a branch hitting the window, and so on and so forth. And this is what happens when you're training your brain to look in a certain way. So let me give you an example. What I'd like you to do is look around the room and notice everything in the room that is green. Just notice everything. Look around, see what you can see. Hopefully there's quite a few things that are green. Now close your eyes and tell me everything in the room that is blue. Now, presupposing you haven't done that exercise before, if you now open your eyes, you'll see a lot more blue. Because you trained, I directed your brain on what to look for. And that's what you're doing all the time. So we very often also, we take information and we generalize it. So one thing happened once. You had a bad experience with someone from a certain country, and then people from that country are that way. Or the reverse, you had a great experience. Relationships, you know, men are, women are. Another example, holidays. If you've ever been on a bad holiday and did nothing but rain, what desire do you have to go back to that place? You go, oh, it's cold there, it's wet there. Regardless of the fact that it rains and sun everywhere. We generalize, we take this information and go, it happened once, therefore it's going to happen in all instances. Now, why is this relevant to your phobia? Why is it relevant to your fear? Well, when you have a fear, when you have a phobia, what you've been doing is you've been educating the brain to go, this is dangerous, look for this, and forget what's not there. Because your brain, however unserving you it is, it wants to make you right. It wants to find evidence for your beliefs. And that's why when people have very rigid beliefs, they can miss so much information. You could try and have a rational argument and it just doesn't go in. Now, this is very much how you work with your fear. You have a belief, you've had a belief that holds up this fear, that keeps you holding on to it. And what the brain does is delete any information that doesn't make you right. So it will find information that backs up this limiting belief. So let me give you an example, say with fear of flying. You watch an item on the news, some protocol wasn't followed and it means it could be dangerous. Brain tick. Someone says something about something happened to their friend, tick. You see a disaster movie, tick. Here's all the reasons why my belief is correct. And what you're forgetting is all the other things that might be going on around you. There may be an article about how safe it was, about accidents are down by 50%, about all these other things that you've missed, you've deleted. You may have heard them, but then you've forgotten about them. Someone quoting statistics at you about how safe flying is over any other form of transport. You'll delete that, you'll distort it, you'll generalize it, and you'll forget about it. So what's the key here? Well, the first step is if you want to start letting go, maybe it's time to just free up that belief a little bit. Just open up your awareness and notice how much information have you been missing. that's causing you to hold on to this fear, this phobia, this anxiety. And just notice over the next week all the other bits of information. Allow your mind to be open to a contrary opinion, to a different understanding, and see what happens, and just note that down. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Until next time, I'm Christopher Paul Jones.